All right, we can get started.
Which one? Which thing did I say this time?
You made some disparaging remarks about hot dogs.
Oh, yes, I did. Oh.
He said that was a guarantee we're gonna have hot dog days forever. Yeah, gonna be 2 hot dog days.
Okay.
Oh, good grief.
176. Mr. Secretary, were you here for some particular reason?
Just the capital one.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that eventually. We got a printing issue on that.
Senate Bill 176 is a departmental bill that authorizes the Central Collection Unit to certify a debt or claim owed to the state and the responsible debtor to a video lottery operator for prize interception. This bill is a result of a legislative audit that found that state casinos did not intercept prize winnings. The state law only provided for interception of lottery winnings, and this bill is intended to fix that. There are 2 amendments. The amendments conform language among the various prize interception statutes to make it the same.
Have any testimony on this?
Yes. There was testimony. It was all favorable.
Okay. All right. Everyone understand this one as amended?
Move favorable.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Senator King?
Okay.
Okay. 262.
Senate Bill 262 expands the eligibility for the income tax subtraction modification for educator expenses to full-time pre-kindergarten classroom teachers. There is an amendment to this bill as well, and the amendment basically allows public school teachers, pre-K teachers, as well as private pre-K teachers that receive public funding to be eligible for the grant or the credit.
Questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
the only concern that I have is that I know how, especially in elementary school, all the way up to 5th or 6th grade, I know how much teachers put of their own money into their classrooms in order to have anything nice. I mean, it's great to do these. I just feel like there's a large group of teachers left out that are paying out a lot of money. That's
Oh,
all.
I see. So you're just, because this is just the pre-K, right?
This is for this
Just
adds
pre-K.
pre-K in.
Adds pre-K.
Oh, okay,
Adds pre-K.
okay, all right. Then I'm good for it.
Up to 250.
Right.
Can I have my name too?
I'd add mine too.
Live it up.
I got a question.
Please.
So for the private data ones with the boost that's already been approved through MSDE, or like, how is that established? What's that criteria?
This didn't talk about the criteria. It just adds the pre-K teachers into what was already existing. And what the amendment does is limits which pre-K teachers are eligible. So if they don't receive any funding, public funding, they're not eligible.
Okay.
The school doesn't.
I
So
think
I
it's
don't
only one
know.
category that do receive public funding. It's just like tech and books and boosts. Like, am I,
I have to check on that.
okay. You wanna
I'll
hold
check
it?
on that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Hold that. Okay.
Like, I don't know.
344.
Senate Bill 344 extends the deadline by which a community solar energy generating system must be approved by the Public Service Commission in order to qualify for an agricultural use assessment. Extends the deadline from 2025, December 31, 2025 to December 31, 2030. You should have a reprint on your desk for this one. To explain the amendment on this one, because it does add a substantial amount of language, the testimony and in conversations around this issue, an issue came up where for a person who wanted to secure financing in order to purchase land to then use for this agrivoltaics, in order to secure financing, there was no way to have a certification that the land would be zoned for agricultural or farming use. So some of the stakeholders worked with SDAT to require that SDAT would issue a pre-construction determination, and it lays out all the requirements that an applicant would have to have within 90 days. SDAT will issue a favorable or unfavorable pre-construction determination, basically just saying whether the land can be zoned for agricultural use or not. And that's the amendment.
Okay. Anything you'd like to hold that? Oh. Okay. Questions? Yes?
It's just a quick question. So they can take agricultural land and put solar panels on it, and they could still get the agricultural deduction? Is that what this does?
Yeah, for agrivoltaics, it's simultaneous use of solar and agriculture. So it's land that has solar panels on it, but it's also still used for farming and other agricultural uses. It has to meet both.
Like let the goats eat the grass around it or something?
And there was pictures from testimony.
So that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, ask away.
Is what is the condition of the farmland when they say it's got to be utilized? How much of the farmland has to be utilized?
I don't have the answer to that. I know that this is defined under statute, but I don't have the answer for what the definition is for.
I mean, because my concern is taking level usable farmland out of crop production, right? And being able to put solar panels on it, get the tax costs, and then all of a sudden, and to use the chair's term, let a couple goats out there to graze underneath of it, I don't think is an agricultural practice. And so.
Okay, looks like we're gonna dig into that a little deeper. Looks like Senator Jennings has had a ball. As usual, except for hot dogs. Yeah, we're holding. Okay, we're not going to do the Decade Act because there's still work going on, I've been told. And now, but the two that are on either side of that, we're going to talk about now. What has to do with the libraries and funding. 378 and 410.
For Senate Bill 378, this increases the per capita funding amount that must be provided to each regional resource center and each county public library system. Bill also alters the types of services that each public library must offer. You should have a reprint on your desk here. It just alters the funding amounts. It just strikes out the numbers.
So I went through and we dropped the amounts in both these bills to the equivalent percentages, the same percentages. And effectively, why don't you just say like what first year in each one of them is or something, and what it was supposed to be under the bill and what we've decided to do.
Okay, so the fiscal note had this is for 378, the general fund expenditure for 28 would have been 1.9 million. Under the adjusted number, here we have 1.25 million for fiscal year 28. And then for 410 is the same concept, just for the central library of the Enoch Pratt Free Library System. Under the bill as drafted, the general fund expenditure was 628,856. The adjusted number is 251,542. And the bills put the increases in the per capita funding at the same percentage for the regional, the county, and the Enoch Pratt Free Library.
Senator McCray.
So Jay, simply just trying to understand everything that's going on. It sounds like you guys are doing a one Maryland approach for the library system, or I think Central Library for Enoch Pratt is the one in the city, but I don't know that. Is that what I'm hearing here?
It
Yeah.
is.
That's the
Okay.
State Library Resource Center, is that library.
So you guys did your homework. It's like the equivalent, like across the board for,
Percentage increase.
okay, all right.
All the libraries, what we give to all the libraries.
Just check.
Yep. And it's less, and I just felt the need to
I appreciate you.
trim it down. Yep. Important, but we need to trim it. Okay, any other questions? All those in favor of 378 as amended? Opposed? All those in favor of 410 as amended? Aye. You can. Opposed? Okay, anybody who wants to go on either or both, if you want to go on both, raise your hand.
I want to be on that, yours.
Okay? Okay? Yep. Oh, everybody now. Everybody. Everybody on both. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Senator King, you can do both of those. You have a question? Oh, good. Excellent. Just what we need. All right. Are you ready for the advertising? Hallelujah. 4:59. It's your bill.
All right, you should have a new reprint coming out.
This was carefully crafted.
Yes.
I know.
Over centuries.
Yes.
Senate Bill 459 would set requirement that for advertising procurements, units of government should structure those procurements to achieve an overall goal of 50% of the dollar value of the procurements for being made directly to Maryland news organizations. In the amendments, in the reprint before you, these are from the sponsor, and then one additional amendment from Senator McCray. Throughout the bill, there's a terminology change as introduced. It said local news organizations. It's all changed to Maryland news organizations. The bill also adds in, you'll see this on page 2, application to public and commercial broadcast media. And then on page 3, the exemptions for the bill are clarified, striking references to print or digital since the broadcast entities are now included. And then the exemptions would apply for advertising, but the primary audience focus outside of Maryland for promoting tourism, employee recruitment, or economic investment. And then on page 3, there's a new subsection C, paragraph 2 added, specifying that when feasible, Units should prioritize the use of Maryland news organizations that have a primary mission of reporting on and serving historically underserved communities in Maryland. And then the bill also authorizes units to consult with a third-party nonprofit organization to prepare and maintain a list of eligible news organizations so that they can be more easily identified.
Questions? Senator Augustine?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the addition of the information around the underserved communities. Why, just a question, why add the word historically versus just the underserved communities?
I would defer to Senator McCray on that.
Okay. Only reason why I ask is because the term in the statute is just the underserved communities. That's in statute. I don't think it's historically.
Okay, I mean,
So that would just be,
for consistency purposes, I mean.
that's right, that's one. And then the second thing is, why do we need when feasible versus a prioritization? What's the benefit of using when feasible instead of just saying a unit shall prioritize the use? But Maryland News Organization, blah, 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 blah.
I think the concept there was in the instance when I've been told some agencies, for advertising purposes, they're pushing out information on like short term, like something's happened, they need to get information out. And the idea there is to provide the flexibility so that there's, they're able to do what they need.
I mean, for me, I'd rather just, this is what they should do, instead of making it such a way that they can say, well, we didn't do it because it wasn't feasible. It's just my thought, and it's just a striking of language, the things that I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Part of your amendment.
that's a question you all can.
Are you good with that?
I'm great with it. Marshall's good with it too.
Okay. So
Thank you, that'd be,
So
very
strike
helpful.
historically and then strike when feasible.
yes, please.
All right.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. Yes?
D, are we having all these different units come up with lists? Why can't we have one centralized list?
I think that's the concept in D. That,
To have one?
They can. It's authorizing units to refer to an outside list maintained by a nonprofit. So I think the idea is if there's a nonprofit out there that's got a list,
Like who?
the units are authorized to.
The Maryland Press Association.
Like,
They're gonna do it, they say they will.
Senator Zucker?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. This might be more of a question for the sponsor, but is MDDC fine with the way the bill is amended?
Sorry.
The newspapers?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
The Press Association are fine.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yep.
After the vote, can I go on as a sponsor?
Sorry?
Zucker's conversation, we just added two new things here, which were,
We just struck two things, yeah.
well, struck things, but changes kind of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
concept of the bill of whether they're good with that or not. I don't know. I'm not saying they're right, wrong, or different.
Do you think they're going to be fine with the amendments that Senator Augustine suggested?
They are?
I
Okay.
think so.
I've been speaking with them very much so. And they're very aligned with the same values that I was trying to get to.
I think so.
Very good. Okay, all right. All those in favor as the bill's amendment,
Aye.
okay.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I think there were co-sponsors.
And then I have heard a request for co-sponsors. Raise your hand if you want to be co-sponsor. Okay? All right. Of course, Senator Roosevelt has that one. $468. Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, very good. Yes.
Senate Bill 468 is enabling legislation. You have an amendment at your desk as well As amended, the bill provides a grant rather than a tax credit for recipients of the state income child tax credit. The bill moves, the amendment basically moves the language that was in the tax code and puts it into the local government code, but it's the same program.
What was the, and what's the cost of the program?
This would be local, and it's authorizing the locals to
Right.
provide the grant.
Yep. The local income tax?
The local counties. Basically,
Or like off of their piggyback?
well, they changed it into a grant program. now.
Right. So,
From
okay,
the tax
okay, so
credit,
it doesn't
from
even
the-
matter anymore, right? Understood. Okay, I'm guessing that's why it wasn't utilized, maybe. Yeah, okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Senator King, you're gonna be up a lot.
Yeah, but Mr. Chairman, can you ask members of our committee to not badger me when I'm giving bills on the floor?
Ah, okay. Evidently, that is a pointed question. Yeah, a pointed point. It is a fair point, yes. There'll be no badgering.
No badgering.
I will not tolerate any badgering of each other.
Triple E had fun today.
All right. 7:34. Oh, thank you.
734, this is a pension bill. It's a joint committee on pensions bill. You should have a reprint on your desks. This bill was addressing issues that the agency has been having related to participating governmental units. The two prime items were the submission of all the necessary documentation during that process to the state retirement system, as well as questions about the employees that were being enrolled through that process. So just to go through the reprint, there were a few additional changes that came up from the system and the subcommittee process that the subcommittee had voted to send up to the committee. So on the first page of the reprint, there are changes here. So existing law related to the payments from local jurisdictions of the normal cost. Those are due quarterly, and the dates on which those are due are specified in statute. The First Amendment here would alter the April 1st due date to be April 16th. That's consistent with when the state makes the payments, as well as that would set that deadline after the budget process is already and session has completed. So there'd be more certainty for the locals. On the second page of the reprint, related to the additional county payments for the systems, the legislation passed last year did not include the reference to the applicable interest rate for delinquent payments. So that adds in here at 7.75. That's the same as it is for the teacher system normal cost payments. On the rest of the bill, if you go to page, the next page of the reprint, there are provisions related to how the process for enrollment of employees who have optional membership works. So there's clarity there specifying that they need to, if they have not submitted the property, the default is that they're viewed as electing to join. Moving further into the bill, and there's three systems where this is going to be applicable to. It's the employees' pension system, the correctional officers' retirement system, and the law enforcement officers' pension system. The changes for all three on these processes are going to be consistent, so I'll just go over them once with you. The first is that when a unit joins, you have on the top of page 5 clarifying changes about it's all of the unit's employees. Over the years, the system has gotten questions like, well, can we bring in this unit of our department or this, subset, and that just doesn't work. And so this clarifies that it's all of the employees of the unit that are eligible are coming in, not just some. Further down on that page, you have some clarity regarding the documentation that needs to be submitted. And one item that has come up is, depending on the circumstances of the unit joining, some employees may have optional elections, and this clarifies that, the individual members need to elect to opt in or out. If that documentation has not been received, the employer is required to submit, not received from the employee, the employer is required to submit affidavits stating that they've given the information to the employees, they have not received a response. So in that instance, an employee who has not responded will be deemed as opting in. The idea here is to not hold up the entire process because a handful of employees have decided to just not submit paperwork. And then the last provision that's going to be changed in all these is language change that when a unit is joining, they're going to be joining by providing 100% service credit for all of the prior employment. There are instances in the past where some units, when they've gotten the cost assessment, they may say, well, we can only afford to do 50%. That's potentially an issue because you're diminishing the value of the service that those employees have. So the standard's going to be 100% going forward.
Senator Lewis Young, you like this bill? I'm glad you do. I wouldn't want to have to take it to the floor. All those in favor as we amended?
As amended.
Yeah. Aye. All those opposed? Okay. Senator Lewis Young. All right, 762.
Senate Bill 762 allows standardbred racing licensees to receive a grant for a capital construction plan from racetrack facility renewal account without providing and expending a matching fund as required under current law. The bill requires a racing licensee that receives the grant without providing and expending the fund to conduct live racing in the state for at least 10 years after completion of the capital project. There's one committee amendment that makes technical and clarifying changes to the bill. You should have that on your desk. And it requires the commission on written request from a licensee to receive a certification stating that the grantee completed the approved capital construction plan. It also clarifies that the commission must recapture grant money if the grantee fails to complete the construction plan or conduct the live racing for 10 years.
Everyone get this? No. So the whole point is that we have this fund that, and we have a fund that works for both standardbred and thoroughbreds. Yes. And this is the standardbred portion, and it's to improve racetracks, right? And so all this is doing is allowing to make it easier for them to get the money and start doing the work, only at the standardbred tracks, but we put in a number of conditions that if we give you that money, you need to stick around for 10 years, and you need to stick around for 10 years, pretty much. That's the fundamental, right? Yes. And the easier thing is that you don't have to do the match. You can just jump in and start doing it, but you got to stick around, guarantee yourself to stay around for 10 years.
I got it. What's the independent evaluator part in working with, in collaboration with independent evaluators? That makes sense too, what you say, in reference to standardbred.
Yep. Yep. Is that part of existing law? Or is that new? New language.
It's not new language.
I was gonna say, it didn't seem like new language. The
Racetrack facility.
racetrack renewal account. It's originally from some, yes. It may have been,
It's purses.
well, we increased purses, but this isn't part of the purse increase. Where does it come from?
It comes from purses, I
It
believe.
does come from the purses?
I didn't think so.
Oh, the,
Yeah,
Is it BLTs too?
It's a combination of them.
yes. Yep, yep. They could. Yes, I understand what you're saying.
So it's no amendments on this?
No, there are amendments. There
There
were
are
technical
amendments.
amendments. You should have.
You should have a
on your
reprint
desk.
or the amendment.
I mean, I think they just ensure compliance, really, isn't that the fundamentals of them?
Basically, they were afraid that if they did not specify that the project had to be completed, that there would be an issue with recapturing. So it specifies that the project must be completed, and it specifies that if they do not do live racing for the 10 years, then you can recapture on a pro rata basis.
Got it.
Okay? All those in favor is amended.
Aye.
Anybody wants to be on it? Raise your hand.
Oh, sure.
Okay? Would you like to take it to the floor? Here's the thing. I don't have any other bills on here that could go to you, and we need to have equal opportunity of badgering, so, from the committee. I'm just trying to think about keeping everything equal here. Yeah, so Senator Jennings will have that one. Also, remember, it is my bill, too. No extra pressure there, either. Oh, have we not voted yet? Did we not vote it? Oh, we did.
We did vote. It wasn't
And then we went, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Oh, brother. He's joking, yes. All right, I'm going to skip these two. We're going to do the last one. Actually, what is 764? Of what? Whose bill was that? Was that Chris?
Yeah.
So just for those who are in the viewing audience, I know you're interested in capital. We will get to capital. We're going to do a couple more here quickly, and then we will get to capital at 10 of. So if you want to step out for a moment, you can. Yeah, we're doing this right. Let's do these two and be done.
764?
Well, either one. Okay, you're here.
I'm here. All right. Senate Bill 764, you should have an amendment on your desk. The bill as amended is a study for MSDE to study the cost of implementing a $25 an hour minimum wage for education
So Senator
support.
Zucker's going to be on the study commission?
No, it's just MSDE doing the study.
MSD, okay. So this is now a study, no cost. All those in favor, as amended? Yes?
I would like to be added as a sponsor on this bill. It's really a very good bill.
764. It's handwritten at the bottom if your sheet looks like my sheet. But
There's the amendment
Who wants to be on this thing? Raise your hand. Okay. All right. All right. And we move, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, okay. Jennings? Good what?
Good hot dogs.
Okay, gotcha. All right, 970.
This bill requires instead of authorizes a sports wagering licensee or sports wagering operator that advertises in the state to contract with a licensed independent evaluator. This bill has been before you a couple of
Many
years in a
times.
row, and it's passed the Senate unanimously in 2024 and 2025.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Okay, so we got those other two, which I think we may come back for after capital, because I think we're gonna have to chat about those. And that might take a little bit of extra moments. So capital is going to give its presentation here at 10 of. Okay?
Back on the floor at 4:30.
Oh, point. 4:30. I think likely would be 3:30. Yep,